Hello out there. This is Uncle Yab, and we're gabbing with Yab tonight. This is my co-host, Richard Carrington. How you doing, brother?
Great.
Yeah.
Glad to be at it one more time, you know.
But now we talked about the shooting in Buffalo last time. So as you guys know, it's been two more shootings since that.
Yes.
The one in Texas and the one in Oklahoma.
Yes.
And things are getting out of hand, you guys. You know, this one in Texas is dealt with a school, and an individual pretty much came up to the school, young guy, 18, right?
Yep.
With another AR-15 assault rifle.
Yep.
And he come in, and what was his reason? Did they say his reason? Did he have a motive or anything like that?
Man,
Because I didn't hear it.
I've heard different things, but just that. I guess he was upset with the family, he was upset with the school. I guess maybe he had gone there or something, or he knew a teacher there, or.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't understand what made him go in there and do that.
Right, to kids. You know?
Right. So he went in there and did what he had to do, but it was also some discrepancies on why didn't law enforcement go in there earlier and take care of that, because they were waiting for some type of word or some type of go-ahead situation to go in there and try to get the guy.
Right.
Meanwhile, they hear all kind of gunshots, people getting killed in there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's the scary part. And if you think about it, if the police were standing there and they were preventing parents from going in there, because there were even parents, men and women, said, give us the vest, we're going, I'm going to get my kid.
Right.
And they said no, and then they tased one and they detained another. What is going on in society that the police are scared to go in?
Yeah, I don't get that either, because they were already set up, and from what I hear, they had some type of not like a test, but they went over it.
Right.
You know what they were supposed to do in case something like that happened.
Yeah.
You know, so and then so they knew what they do. They were ready, but it almost seemed like they were getting orders from two different people.
Right.
Because from what I hear, the dispatcher or somebody, the negotiator was trying to talk to the guy, trying to get in touch with him in the class through his phone. Okay, if you can't do it once, you can't do it twice. You need to get in there and do something.
Yeah.
So it took Border Patrol to go in there and say, hey, we're going to go ahead and get this guy.
Right.
And that's who went in there. After 70-something minutes, they said? The whole ordeal took 70-something minutes?
Right. I just can't understand it. I don't understand how cops could be standing outside of school with kids inside. Now, they did say one of the cops, or two maybe, went and got their kids out.
That's crazy.
So you mean to tell me there's kids and adults, even though the adults, of course, you want to take care of, but there's kids there. You're a cop. You got a gun.
Right.
What do you train for? Well, I mean, I don't understand it, man.
Me neither.
My son or my daughter's in there, I'm going in.
Yes.
I'm going in, and then we're going to deal with the dude, and it's going to be what it's going to be.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because obviously he in there
I'm going to try.
No good.
Right.
And we need to stop this.
Right.
Before any other damage gets done. And I think some of that damage could have been avoided, man. I
think a lot of it.
But still, I understand the logic of law enforcement and stuff like that. And a lot of that stuff could have been avoided if they would have acted quicker.
Right. Now, there's logic, right? But then there's times where you don't even, rely on logic.
That's true. That's true.
When the buildings went down in New York.
Right.
Those people went in. It wasn't logical for them to go in to find people and all those police to try to save people.
Right.
It wasn't logical because the building's on fire.
Exactly.
But they went in.
Yes. Anyway.
And they risked their lives.
Yep.
And to save a few people, to save as many people as they could.
Yeah, and that was something that was way worse than this school shooting. Right. And they didn't do nothing about it.
So you mean tell me you got one guy in there, and I don't care. He's a young dude. He ain't that military trained to deal with. And you can't go in 3 or 4 different areas and just come up on them.
They could have.
I mean,
they could have. Trust me, they could have.
I think I could have put together a plan.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And as part of you risk your life. That's what you sign up for.
Right.
But to leave kids in there at risk.
Yeah.
So a lot of people's heads gonna roll for this, man, because and people have less faith in the police down there, because you're saying when they're standing there and they can hear that, and you're a parent, you're like, you hear shots, you automatically think, is my child okay?
Right, because you're frantic.
Yeah.
You're going through all kind of stuff, and They interviewed one parent, and she said she actually got a chance to go in and she went to her child's class.
Yeah.
And she saw him and went to get him, but they pulled her away. You know, so she actually got in there. How did she get in there?
Right.
You know.
Right.
But going back to how it all started, I was told that he got in through a door that was jarred open by you know, they said a teacher left it open, but then they saying it wasn't left open by a teacher. Yeah. So how did he get in there?
Right.
How did he get in there, bro? When I was
in school,
right? When I was in school, when we was in school, we was in school. When I went to inner city school,
right,
and they chained the door, so you wouldn't get out,
right?
You know, so I don't get what's going on in this situation.
Right. Something happened where there was a breakdown in many different
communications.
Levels. And someone left that door propped open, whether they were out there smoking, whether they were out there getting their lunch, whether they were out there getting a break or whatever. Someone left that door open. He got in, and whoever left that door open, you know, I'm sure they feel awful.
Yeah. You know, and now what do we do about it? What do we do? How do we fix things like that? Do we have cameras? Because somebody should have spotted that guy.
Yeah.
Although, okay, say for instance, the door was closed. I mean, who knows if he would have still been able to get in there.
Right.
If he would have walked around to another door, or he would have shot the door open or something like that. I'm not sure what would have happened.
Right.
But it seemed like to me, by having that door open, made it easy for him to gain access. Obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
You know, so and then just poor innocent victims.
Right.
Poor innocent victims, man. You know, and okay, they killed him because Texas don't play.
Right.
So they killed him. So there's no trial.
Right.
You know, it's a cut and dry thing. Now, like you said, they're going the law enforcement guy, the guy that was in charge. He got some answers, man.
Yeah, they got to debrief and they got to say, you know, how many things went wrong because the whole world watched.
Yes.
As you let somebody's kid die.
Yep, you're right.
You know?
Yes, sir.
So now you got to answer to that. And see, the answer, you know, the gun violence is one thing, but the answer is not get rid of the gun.
Right.
The answer is, what are these men doing?
Exactly. And
I want to know more about that. I'm more upset about that.
Yes. And not making it, and not only that, it's not actually the gun,
right,
but it's the laws that make these guns accessible to these crazies out here.
Yep.
You know, because everybody, and this is my opinion on things, man, nobody needs an assault rifle as far as a citizen. You and I, we don't need an assault rifle, man, because we are in the United States.
Right.
And although it may be as shitty as it may be,
right,
nobody is coming to your house, grabbing you out of your house and throwing you on the ground and, you know, killing you like that. That's not happening. So for you to have some type of weapon like that, it's preposterous to have that type of weapon in your house. You're not hunting. That's not a hunting rifle.
That's not a hunting rifle.
Not at all.
But I mean, you know, and I slightly differ with you. I think that you have a right to own any type of gun if you're responsible. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe, you know, in the right to own a firearm, especially in this day and time. And if I'm living in the inner city and, you know, if I'm in Atlanta and all these young boys got AR-15s,
right,
I need to have one too.
I get you.
Now, that's just me. I'm just saying in a situation like that. And so, you know, I'm for people owning guns, but like you said, a crazy person being able to get an AR-15 is just doesn't make any sense in any way.
Right. I mean, you can have like a 45 or something like that. I'm in agreement with you on that.
Right.
But an assault rifle, that's just too much.
That's what they call it, assault rifle.
That's too much. To have in somebody's house. Yeah. Now going back to what you just said. As far as combating that type of thing, how are those weapons getting on the street to be purchased?
Right.
Because can you just walk into a local gun store and buy AR-15?
It depends where you live.
Wow.
Yeah, we can't in Massachusetts.
Right.
But you can go up to New Hampshire.
Yep.
And if you're a New Hampshire citizen, you can buy whatever kind of gun you want.
Wow.
Well, I mean, there's some limits, but you know, I'm a member of a gun club. They sell them there. You know, we go and shoot, me and my wife. You know, we practice, do target practice and all that stuff. They sell them there. But I mean, you know, you got to be. You can't live in Boston and buy one. Or, you know, but the people got them all in Massachusetts.
That's crazy, man.
But you can be 18 and go into, whether you're in, I don't know all the different states. I know that used to be you could go to Georgia, because that's where a lot of times where, you know, people from Boston used to go up to Georgia and buy guns and bring them back.
Bring them back up here, yeah.
You know, but there's certain places where you can do it. You got to be 18, have a driver's license, or, you know.
But they going, you got to be 21 and drink alcohol.
Right.
But yet you can be 18 and buy a gun.
Right.
That's I don't get
and
that.
Go and do mass murder.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
There has to be some type of limit on things. Like you're saying, I understand what you're saying. You know, like, why is this 18-year-old kid allowed to go buy an AR-15?
Right.
Why? How? What sense does that make?
No sense at all to me.
Right.
To me, what is he doing with that?
Right.
You know, it's nothing good.
Right.
It can't be nothing good.
And we're seeing these shootings after shootings after shootings.
Right.
So, if the criminals and the crazies got guns, we got to have guns too, because
regular citizens. You're right. You're right about that. You know, I got my license to carry.
Right.
You know. Right. And like I said, I'm all for that. But just that type of high-powered gun.
I know. I understand. It's like it
crazy.
It really doesn't make sense.
They're crazy to have something like that. You know, but you know, we moving forward to what happened recently in Tulsa.
Oh man.
Okay, the individual goes into a hospital, and it's a hospital setting.
Right.
We have a grocery store, we have a school,
right.
Now we have a hospital setting.
Wow.
So that's telling everybody in the world that we ain't safe nowhere. We can't go to the grocery store to get our groceries. We can't send our kids to school, and we definitely can't go to the hospital.
Wow, man. You put that together. Wow.
Yeah.
That's serious, man.
Yeah. So we talked about that earlier before we came on air, that the individual had some type of pain or had some type of operation or procedure.
Okay.
And came in and wanted more.
Right.
So whether the doctor didn't prescribe it to him, we don't really know.
Right.
But what made this guy so angry that he came back in there to look for that particular doctor to kill. And then he ultimately killed himself. So you figure he killed 2 people and killed himself, so that's 3.
Right.
I guess maybe a couple of people were wounded or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's something I don't get. Why, you know, what's the reason for that, man?
I don't think there's any reason for anything right now, man. It's like that's the scary part. Like, what's the justification? What's the reasoning behind it?
Yeah.
When people are set on killing people, man, it's just in their mind that they're going to do it.
Yes.
I don't understand, like you said, how you could, you know, a surgeon could operate on you or whatever happened, and then you go back and you're not happy, you know, with the answers you get, you feel disrespected, that you take it to that level. Usually you file a complaint and say, look, you know, this doctor took care of me, he didn't do me right. I feel like I could have got more, and you file a complaint.
Exactly.
But people are taking it to, they're becoming the judge and the executioner.
Right, and becoming vigilantes.
Yeah.
You know, and that's another thing.
And that's scary, man.
Yes, because that's another thing that I understand. You know, I'm not saying that everybody should think like I think or should think like you think.
Right.
But you got to have some type of control.
Yeah.
Man. You can't just go around. If somebody pissed you off or somebody did you wrong, you can't just, you know, a lot of times you can't do an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, because you will wind up in jail or dead. So you have to think logically, okay, what's going on? Okay, well, maybe I'm not being dealt with fair. So let me try to go to like public relations or something like that and see why, or put in a complaint, file a complaint, or, you know, yell more or go to another level where you can get the thing that you need. Because I was also told that this individual that went in there with the shooting with the in Tulsa in the hospital was in a lot of pain because of an operation he went through, and I guess they wasn't giving him what he needed. So I guess he took upon himself to go in there and just take care of business. Which I'm not saying that's right, man. I'm not saying that's right at all.
I'm not saying it's right at all either. But I am saying that I understand, like, you know, and this is something maybe we talk about later on, is that the disparities in the medical system, where, you know, black patients and white patients get treated differently when it comes to pain. Because like you were saying, you know, they think we can tolerate more pain. So say you might go in, you know, with your shoulder messed up, and a white patient might go in with their shoulder messed up, and then they'll tell tell you go home, put some ice on it,
right.
and take some
pray on it.
Yeah, pray on it. Take some Tylenol, and then they'll give them the good stuff, Oxy or Percocet or something for them, and it's documented.
Yep.
It's well documented that this is what happens. So I don't know, man. Maybe and people flip, man. Sometimes
you're right.
One thing will send you over the edge. You've been dealing with this, and then you just say, you snap.
Yeah.
And people snap all the time, but
you're right.
But now they snapping and they're killing.
Yes. And that's scary.
Yeah.
Because you could be in a situation not knowing if this person's fed up.
Right.
And you may be right there standing beside him.
And you the last
and he
line.
Flip.
Yeah.
Or he break or crack or snap.
Yeah.
And that's sad, man. It's not fun at all because we work in a hospital.
Yeah.
And
you might give the patient or the family the wrong answer. And the family come back with them things, and then it's
right.
And then you ducking
right
under
there.
the desk.
We sitting right there at the desk.
Yeah.
And it's scary.
That's real
it's scary.
too, man. It's not like before you would say, oh, nobody would do that, but you can't think like that anymore. And now you have to look at people differently, and that's what this whole thing is causing us to not relate the way we should. You know what I mean? Because now, instead of me just being honest with you, I got to feel you out and say,
what's really going on with you? You know? So now that's even worse. So now you're putting up a bigger barrier.
Right.
Because now you got to figure out where this person coming from first.
Right.
In order to either treat the person or make sure the person's telling the truth.
Right.
So you can say, okay, I understand, sir or ma'am.
Right.
But you got to. But what if this person coming in and saying one thing? Is he crazy?
Right.
Or what's really going on?
Right.
And is that right for you to do that?
Right.
Or right for you to assume that person is not in his right mind? I'm not going to say you will see that all the time.
Right.
But if a person comes in for help, regardless where it's at, you got to take it for face value.
Yeah, you do.
Until you see another sign.
Right.
Because people, I'm not an expert on that, but you can see if a person's acting erratic or agitated or something like that.
We're trained to kind of understand that and feel people out and read their body language and stuff like that. But when a person is upset and they're ready to do damage, and they got the means to do mass harm, it's a scary thing, man.
There's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do.
So, what do you think, man, do you think that we should limit guns or?
Once again, man, I say, I don't mind a person protecting his family and himself
and his home
with a regular standard handgun.
The assault rifles.
But no.
So you're in favor of a ban on assault rifles?
Right. Give that to the military and the police officer.
Okay.
A regular citizen don't need no assault rifle. For what?
Right.
Is that what you're gonna be doing? That's not, you're assaulting somebody. You're not hunting.
Right.
And me personally, I look at things and I'll say this. I always go back to the nature at hand. Okay, Second Amendment, right?
Yep.
Through the Constitution, so-called our forefathers wrote this in existence. But you got to look at it. They wrote this in existence based on what was going on back then. You need a gun for hunting and to feed your family, but you don't necessarily need that now. Right. Just like a lot of other things I can go into that they put into the Constitution need to be revamped. But I'm not going to do that right now.
But I hear you. Absolutely.
But like I said, you got to look at things like that because if you don't look at something like that, you're going to just let it go because that's your amendment. That's your Second Amendment.
Right.
We got to abide by that.
Right.
Although you can look at that and clearly say that amendment needs to be revamped or revised.
Right.
That's the only way you're gonna do something gonna be done about it.
Yeah, Constitution.
You can talk about the NRA and what they're doing, but a lot of people stand by the Constitution, whether they and they may know it's a bold-faced lie, or need to be changed.
Right. That's true. Very true.
So people may look at the Constitution that's sacred.
Right. No.
Let me ask you a question.
It's a living document.
Right, a living document. When is the last time, have you even heard of an amendment being revised or amended to a point where it fits today's society?
They have done it, and it takes so much to amend the Constitution. It's like 70% of Congress, everybody has to be in agreement with it.
Yeah.
And it never happens. But it did happen once, and I'm not sure exactly if it was either around voting or something, but there was a constitutional amendment, and I can't think of what it is, but it takes, for you to change the Second Amendment, it would never happen. You would have to have too many people. There's too many people that are the NRA support. So those politicians would never vote against that. Maybe some of them would, but not enough.
Yeah, wow.
You need more than 2/3.
I get you. I get you. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Yeah, but at least put something in place to make it fair, to make it right, to make it just.
Right.
Because right now it's not.
Right. And that's what they can do right into law. Like you said,
like
if you ban, if you ban the assault rifle, right? And then you say, okay, you got to be 21 to do it. Like, you got to be 21 to drink.
Right.
You know what I mean? You didn't have to be 21 to drink when the Constitution was written.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like those type of things. So you can do it. You can say you got to be 21, you got to be this. But if I'm coming out of high school and I'm 18 and I'm going into the Army, I got a right to. I'm gonna be. I'm gonna have my what you call it? M16.
Your AR-15.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But
it's rough, man.
It's very tricky, man.
It is.
But,
it is.
But it has to be addressed.
Yes.
Because this can't keep going on.
Nope.
This can't continue.
And it's a double-edged sword. And it ain't. I was thinking about it the other day. I was thinking about it earlier today. I was saying, I was saying, Biden this is making Biden look bad, but actually it's not. But this is not a Democrat or Republican thing. This is a people thing.
Yeah, this is an American.
This ain't got nothing to do with because that to say, what if Trump was still president?
Right.
It still could have happened.
Right.
You can't say, if a Republican was in the office, it wouldn't happen. You can't. Nobody can say that.
Right. There was shootings. Mass shootings all the time too. Yeah. It just seems like they're just in the forefront more now because there's so much other stuff going on too, man.
Yeah.
$5 for gas, and you can't find food, and the baby formula.
I don't get that.
So all that stuff. So I mean, there's enough stuff to make Biden look bad.
Right. I get you.
But I think
it ain't so much he can do without Congress.
Right.
He can propose things and put things to the forefront, but it's up to Congress to pass these.
Congress
things.
is the one that writes the laws.
Himself, but it makes him look bad because he's the overall president.
Right.
But I mean, people just can't. My personal opinion is, I think these old heads in Congress need to get up out of there, man, because we need some fresh thinkers, some fresh minds. Yeah. Because you got these old people that have been thinking the old way for years, man, and they need to change.
That's true.
If they can change all this other stuff about same-sex marriages and stuff like that, let's look at something which another big problem that we're having.
Right.
That was easily changed. The same-sex marriages, and they put it in the third bathroom for whatever you the binary thing, and whatever you're saying you want to be today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why can't you do this other stuff?
Right.
That's true, what I'm not getting.
That's true. Maybe you need to run, man. Office.
I want to,
because that's true, man. Yeah. It's like, why can we do some things and not others?
Right. But see, I'm not in politics. I don't know why things may be harder than others.
It depends who's lobbying for it.
Probably.
So if you got a bunch of people behind you for a certain thing, and they can put some pressure and they got money, then you get what you want.
Right.
But see, the NRA is huge.
Yeah.
So
that's not even a government. That's not even government.
Nope. But they own. They give money to all these people. So these people are always going to vote for them.
Yes.
Vote in their favor.
Yep. That's a private sector. That ain't got nothing to do with the government.
Right.
Yeah.
But
it's just getting crazy, man. It's just only thing I say with you people, everybody out there now in podcast land or whatever you guys are doing, be careful, take care of your family.
Yes.
And just keep your head on the swivel and be looking out for different things. If you see something, say something.
Yeah.
Because you definitely don't know what's on a person's mind nowadays. A person could have lost their job.
Right.
You just don't know.
Right.
You just don't know. So.
And I don't know if social media has anything to do with it, but
I think social media got
too much.
The copycatters, the people that's copycatting.
Right.
That's okay. I'm gonna do it.
Right.
And it's kind of like a glorified thing.
Right.
But a lot of times, maybe social media shouldn't put it on because what if that person that's looking to do some copycatting?
Right.
Maybe if they get their picture up on Twitter or in the paper and the news, they consider a hero.
Right.
Maybe they think that way.
True.
I don't know.
And there's a lot of copycats. After that shooting, they had a kid at my son's school was making threats. Talking about.
Really?
He talking about y'all come to school tomorrow. It's gonna be on.
Wow.
So. We had to deal with that. We had to deal with that. They had the police up there and everything, and I guess the kid. I don't know what happened to the kid, but it was just like, you know.
And what was that all because of what?
It was just a troubled kid, I think, you know. But he, you know, I guess he, you know, saw that and saw what kind of, you know, how people get nervous.
Yeah.
And, you know, he said, you know, y'all gonna be hiding tomorrow. Y'all gonna be playing a big game of hide and seek tomorrow.
Wow.
You know?
We laugh, man.
Yeah,
but that's definitely not funny.
Yeah.
So that, you know, because you never know. People are different now.
They are.
They
and that's,
what may bother you may not bother me.
Right.
What may make me just laugh it off may make another person go get a gun.
Right.
You know, so you never know. You never know the state of somebody's mind during this time.
When we were younger, you know, there'd be kids. He said, okay, don't mess with him.
Exactly.
You knew that dude, don't mess with that dude. That dude gonna go off.
Yeah.
You know, we had this dude in my high school. I was friends with him. Yeah, I was friends with him. He was a smaller dude. He used to wear the fatigues in high school.
Yeah.
And they'd be messing with him. I'm like, I ain't messing with that dude. Nope. That dude is liable to snap.
Yes.
But now, you know, you don't know who it is. Like before, like you said, you could pinpoint him. Yeah. Okay.
Nowadays, maybe an old 85-year-old woman may come in here with an assault rifle and kill you. Anything. Man, you never know.
It's just the way society is right now. We have to, you know, be mindful, man. And like you said, head's got to be on a swivel.
Yeah.
And you got to take people for what they say.
Yes.
If they say they're going to do something, then you got to believe that that's what they're going to do.
Because I was always back in the day when somebody, you know, you're doing something, somebody said, I'll be back. Yeah. That's your time to leave.
Yeah.
If you stay there, that's what you.
That's right. That's
my person, he'll be back.
Yeah.
You better leave.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's giving you that time.
Yeah. Get out the way.
Nowadays, food's older. Let's just stick and see what he's going to show up.
Right.
Yeah, he is going to show up.
Yeah, he's going to show up.
He's going to wreak havoc.
He's going to have something when he come back.
Yeah. You know. But we definitely here to give you guys what needs to be done. We're giving you guys the truth. We're giving you guys the scoop.
Yes.
We're giving you guys what's going on and our feeling on what's going on in society. And I would definitely like you guys to give me some feedback.
Absolutely.
You know, once again, what I like for you to do after this segment, I want you guys to like, share, and hit the button for my subscription for YouTube. We're trying to get 1,000 likes.
Yes.
And it's going kind of slow, but I have faith that we're going to do what we need to do.
Yes.
So I want you guys to keep following me. And all my followers are considered Gabbanites. I give you guys a name.
All right.
Gabbanites.
You know, I like that.
You know, and I'm Uncle Yab. And like I said, this is Richard Carrington.
That's right.
You got anything else you got to say?
No. We'll see you next time.
See you next time, you guys. And we're going to keep at it. And just keep following us. Peace.